Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, this is going to be kind of a random thoughts, dating nightmares. What in the world is going on? Why is our country so bigoted, racist, separate? And I mean, we kind of know, like, MAGA, Republican. I mean, Democrats aren't perfect. Like some Democrats, they believe in everything but equality for different nationalities and everything. So, yeah, I said it and I meant it. And because yeah, my ex is an example because he is Democrat, but he hates when people of color exceed what his basic yeah, he's a basic white man, because like yeah, he dropped out of college, but then whenever a person of color goes to college, he lets their mother just say the only reason you got into college. Or like even with my perfect sister, she hated when I talked about my perfect sister. Because once I told her about her education and her accomplishments, ooh, baby, she was more green than poison ivy. Oh my gosh, she was hating too. Oh well, how do you think she got that far? Someone must have helped her. She didn't do that by herself. Why not? Your son dropped out of college by himself. Yeah, he did. And why do I keep like some people are like, oh, why are you being mean to him? I keep saying I'm gonna start the series of the over 40 reasons why I broke up with Mr. No Heart. But one of the key reasons is he was a hater. And whenever he saw someone around him start accomplishing something that he knew he knows he would never do, or he would never have the patience or the ability or whatever to conquer or do or whatever, even to fail at, but at least try or attempt. No, mm-mm. Because like when I tell you, he hated that I fit like when I first told him I was gonna write my own novel, kind of like Mr. Lockakey. And this is what I'm saying. Like people keep blaming me for being single, but it's like I keep finding men that want to limit me and tell me what I am allowed to do. No, 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 no. Then they can't stand when I want nothing to do with them because I don't want, like, no, I'm limitless. Just because you want to either play your video games all day, or smoke your 420, or chill with your friends or whatever, or drink, or like, I mean, if you have a hobby, I'm glad you're enjoying life. Life should not just be about work. But but just like my big old butt, do not stop others if they are trying to achieve something. Don't try to stop others because they have something in their mind that they want to achieve that you may not be brave enough to. And that's the thing. A lot of people are not brave enough. Some people, I'm too old. Because my ex, tried to put that fear in me. Because, like, yeah, he was a naive, obnoxious, lying scoundrel, gaslighting and manipulating and just all like, so that's why I'm going to start that series soon. But like, even with Mr. Lakaki, like when we first met, he was like, oh, you're going to start your second master's. Oh, that's so cool, that's so impressive. He was love bombing. But once I was halfway done, because at the beginning he thought he was distracting me. It's like, because I would not show him, or I never told him when I finished a class, because even after my first class, I kind of start seeing a change. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to do my work, but I'm not going to tell him when a class is actually done. And so when I was halfway done, I mentioned it to his grandmother. That was a mistake because the grandmother, she was like, oh, you need to take her out, celebrate. You know she's halfway done with her masters. That's an accomplishment. And yeah, her his grandma was a little racist, especially when she was saying how awful Muhammad Ali is, and how he should have fought the war anyways, and how he shouldn't have let racism get in the way. I was like, so yeah, it's like at her age, I was just like, yeah, I think I know what side of segregation you are on. With that comment, I think I know which side of segregation. It's like, oh yeah, and the the Black Sunday, or the no Red Sunday. Red Sunday is tomorrow too. So I don't know what order I'm putting these out. This might be for today. It might be tomorrow. It might be next week. I don't know. But yeah, Red Sunday is right around the corner. If you don't know about it, look it up and everything like that. But oh, and National Cereal Day was yesterday too. Yes, like I want to be on what's going on today nationally, but yeah, politics have been a nightmare. The swamp is flooding. Doge or Dodge or Doggy, what Dog Eats World right now. It's awful, terrible, especially for Black people, women, people with disabilities. But you have the bigoted, no good racist scoundrels who are enjoying the suffering. And that's one reason why I'm working on a YouTube episode every single day. Even when I don't want to, I'm like, just go on and do it. Working on my greeting cards, working on my novels. And yes, I need to have that first novel out, but then with all of my other ideas, it's like sometimes I'm writing one and I have ideas that don't fit with that one, but it fits with one of my others. And it's like I'm even looking up divorce laws for some like that fit in with one of my others that I'm so excited to work on right now. And even looking up things about the rainbow prisms and stuff like that. And it all goes into the theme of one of the others. But yeah, I have a list of 20 novels that yeah, so I'm not bored. And I'm making sure that takes over from the political nightmare that's going on. And it relates to Mr. No Heart and Mr. Lock a Key, because sometimes while I'm working on projects and while I was working on my second master's, it was okay when I started because it like writing my novel, the rough draft of it, working on my master's, it was okay at the beginning because they didn't think I was gonna get it done. And that's one reason why I'm like, be careful who you date, especially if you date outside your race. Because, and most people say date Black men. I've tried, and I still kind of try, but there's a lot of conservative Black men, especially brainwashed from the church. Conservative Black men from the church. I'm not. No, no, I'm not a good match. I know. It's like I already know. It's no, no, never. Mm-mm. We are not compatible at all whatsoever. And also, you need to know the history. Like, I'm a Christian, but at the same time, I'm not brainwashed Christian. And I was brought up in a mega church and everything, but that church is so Republican and just, I talked about them in many episodes. So go back, pay attention, listen. But when we are learning about a God from the Bible who were with our history, first slaves were not allowed to read. And then the slave owners had an idea. Why don't we just let them read the scriptures that tell them why they should be happy to be slaves? Because education is fundamental. They they were determined to only teach us to be enslaved. That's all they want, because they, even when they had like the slaves were freed and everything, they didn't want us to go to college. They didn't want us to be in the classroom with them because that meant we were going to get the same equal education as them. And they did not want that because that meant we might be able to compete with them when it came to jobs and opportunities. They were not going to have that. My ex-boyfriends didn't want that. And I have dated some guys that were more encouraging and things like that. But back to the black men real quick. I've tried dating like a lot of black men, like, oh, you have to be submissive, you have to do what I say. Oh, you want to write books? No, you're not going to do that. Oh, you want to have a business? No, I want you having my babies. You need to make my kids, you need to take care of them. That's going to be your first priority. I'll work. But then a lot of them, they don't have the type of job that's a career. They have the type of job where any day, every day, they can get, like, anyone can get laid off. But if you have the type of education where it's like you will always be able to go somewhere else with those qualifications and things like that, a trade, a certification, something. But without that, yeah, it's like, and some people say I'm stuck up. I don't even care anymore. It's like Mr. Lockakey was a high school dropout. High school dropout. And Mr. No Heart was a college dropout. I gave both of them chances. And then dating other men that either didn't finish high school or college. What kind of man wants a smart woman? No. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to tell anybody about your education. You're not allowed to get a job that pays above this amount. Yeah, there was one guy who literally told me that I could only apply for jobs with salaries of a certain point and below, because he said if I get anything above that, I will probably act like I'm outshining him and making him feel like I'm inferior of him and things like that. Even though I I'm like, well, I want to pay my student loans off. I want to pay, like, I don't want to just like get a mortgage. I want to see if I can pay at least half the house, or maybe even save up to the point where I can pay the house in full. And I want to be able to buy other houses, either turn them into bed and breakfasts, or like, I mean, rent a couple, but I want to fix up, especially in the Detroit area. I want to like like buy the houses, fix them up, sell them. It's like I want to help, like, just like even community gardens. That's another thing that I want to do. And that just got him more upset. Oh, so you want to be the next Mother Teresa? Oh, so you want to help like, that's not your job. Who are you? Who's gonna care? He was like, you want to do all this like lovey-dovey stuff. It's like he mocked me so much. And guess what? A man of the church, a man of the church, not just a man of the church, but he was like one of the top tier people that always, like, two or three times we ended up at a dinner table with the pastor. With the pastor. I had lunch with the pastor's wife before. And it wasn't one on one, but at the end of one of the nights of the dinners, the pastor's wife came up to me, gave me her card, and like she told me, she put out her hand, and I was like, I don't know what she wants. I was like, does she want some appetizers? What's this woman want? And she was like, your phone, and I was like, oh, girl, say so then. I don't know what you want. And she's like, so then the before we even walked out the door, she texted me time and the place, and she was like, come to brunch. Oh my, you're so sweet, you're so nice and lovely. I think you would like get along with the rest of the blah 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 whatever. And so I went, and it was a nice lovely time and everything, but I didn't fit in. I didn't, like, because a lot of them were submissive and followed their boyfriends or husbands commands, and I'm not one of them. Because when I it's like, and I guess I was dumb, and I brought up that I wanted to own my own business. I don't even know if I brought up my books or not, because this is around the time where my mom was threatening she was going to throw me out the house if I wrote and published my books and poetry and stuff, and if I started a YouTube channel. And like there was about 20 different reasons why she was threatening to throw me out the house or whatever. But and like, it's really crazy, because part of me was just like, if she had met this man, she would have tried to force me to marry him, because there's another Christian guy where she was trying to force me to marry. Yeah, because I, yeah. At first, I tried dating based off of their expectations because I was never going to make them happy. My mother literally told me I was never going to make her happy and I was a disappointment. She literally said these things. So, this is like, I've said this a couple other episodes and I'll do a full thing on it. But parents, if your kids don't want to come back to your house, if they never want to see you, if they want nothing to do with you, maybe you need to start like, for those who are about to be a parent, or or if your kids are below 18, get a journal. Every time you yell at them, argue with them, tell them something, if you know you said something that might have triggered, write it down in that journal. Because when your child says they never want to see you, it'll be in that journal. You will have a record of that. Because so many parents are, I'm insulted. Oh, was like, I don't need to earn your respect. You have to earn mine. In the Bible, it says that you have to respect me, honor me, no matter what. Maybe honor you, but once we're an adult, we that doesn't mean we have to have anything to do with you, especially if that means the detriment of our mental health. But a lot of parents don't care about that. So anyway, so yeah, I've tried dating black men, and a lot of them say I act too white, but then they turn around and marry a white woman. That gets me, and I know some of the stuff I've said a few times, but it's like, just like with marketing and advertising, most people don't, it doesn't click until the seventh time. It doesn't click until the seventh. And I think that's one reason why my mom repeated the same things over and over again to me. I'll kick you out if you write those books. I'll kick you out if I catch you on YouTube. As long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. Oh, you think a job's going to hire you walking like crooked like that? You walk like you're stupid. You're not getting a job because if you walk like you're stupid, they're going to think that you're stupid, etc., etc. All that, yeah. So, yeah, I told you, this is like a random episode, but it's like focus point is on the guys, but it's like sometimes people ask me, why did you date these men? Because when I was at home, if I'm hearing all of this toxicity, I'm used to toxicity. I'm used to the mental ABUSC. I'm used to it. And I'm used to knowing that I'm not worth anything. And I said knowing because I'm still trying to get that out of my head. Because even after I broke up with Mr. No Heart, it's like I I dated Tomas, which you got like, yeah, that's in earlier episodes. Literally broke up with me for publishing my books. I think I published book 2 or 3. I forgot which one it was, but it was one of my counting books with Dragon Lusty. She's a baker. And I was so happy because I was like, oh my gosh, yay, so cute. And it's like 2 or 3 months talking to him on the phone and everything. And I was excited because I'm just like, I published another one. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. And I have so many other ideas. And another reason why I decided last year or 2023, late 2023 maybe, I decided that I will never get married. And I want to date, but I don't want to date with such convictions or any, like, because most men want to tell me what I'm allowed to do. Most men don't want anything, like, they want me just either. Some men don't want kids, but they still want all of me or all of my attention, and they don't want me to go for my dreams or goals. But a lot of men, either they want me to just have their babies. Literally, some men see that I don't have kids. That's the only reason they want to date me. And they ask me how um how much sexual energy I have or whatever, or basically they want to see how quickly they can get a baby in me. literally, like, if you've read the screen, like, I have the screenshots in other episodes, so like, come on, catch up everything. But it's crazy, and it's really revolting because I'm men just act like it's either a woman is worthless because she has no kids, or she's worthless because she has kids with other dads and they don't want to deal with any of the other dads while they have kids with other women. But then a lot of men tell me, oh, I set them straight, they know how to act, they know how to. No, we're not pets. A lot of men act like women are pets. And so it's like when people try to judge me for dating outside my race, because I've dated Black, Caucasian, Asian, some Middle Eastern, but yeah, I gotta be, I got some episodes on that one because, oh yeah, happy Middle Eastern month. It's Arabic Middle Eastern month. Yeah, that March is your month, so hi, hello, yeah. I might not dog you out this month. I might, but I might not. It depends on how I feel. Because I remember there was one guy who we matched on a dating app during March. So I told him, "Oh yes, like happy Middle Eastern month. It's your month or March is your month and everything." And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know we had a month." I'm like, "Yes, every nationality has a month, but a lot of people don't know to do their research and they don't know the history of how African American month shined compared to other ones because like, and I said a little bit of the history or whatever. But then down the line, I think it was a like 30 minutes to an hour of texting back and forth later, he told me that I had to sleep with him I had to do what he says and sleep with him because it was Middle Eastern month. And so that means I have to do what he says. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have the screenshot of that, but it's like this was like 2 years ago, so it's all the way back in my phone. But I'll find it one day, and it'll be up on Patreon for sure. It might be on one of these episodes. I don't know when, but oh, I'm going to put that one up on Patreon for sure. And yeah, don't forget I am on Patreon. The link is in the description and everything like that. And it's like right now I have a lot of the screenshots for dating nightmares, and I have so many more to do. But I'm also gonna do I I created the one for catfish. I need to start loading those. And then I want to do cold cases and stuff. I'm just gonna kind of wait until I have like at least like 5 to 10 people. Then I'll start loading up the cold cases and things like that. But yeah, I'm trying to do all that while the chaos and craziness and the racism, because people are really showing their racist colors right now. And a lot of people are showing like the different shades of bigotry are out there too. It's kind of like, I feel like I'm in the paint so like section at a bigotry store right now. So yeah, that's how it feels. But anyway, back to yeah, it's like some people like it's just crazy how I always get blamed for being single, but then I'm like, if you hear my stories, if you hear, because with Mr. No Heart, Mr. Lockakey, with some of the men from the church, from and Thomas, that like he literally after months of talking about our goals and dreams, and he's allowed to own his own business, but he could not stand that I was proceeding with mine. He has a car, like a automotive garage place, part owner of it, but I'm not allowed to publish books. And then there was another guy who, oh yeah, it's really cool. Like he played the little gaslighting, love bombing. Oh yeah, you publish books. That's so cool. But next thing I know, well, if I was gonna publish a book, and yeah, a lot of men who haven't accomplished anything in their life, they love doing this because a lot of men have done this recently, especially. But oh, you've published those little books. Oh, that's so cute. But yeah, if I was gonna write a real book, this is the kind of book, and they'll pull out something like this. This one idiot, Lawrence, literally pulled out an encyclopedia. And he was like, this is the kind of book I would write. I'm going to write a book like this. Okay, so start writing then. And it was like, it's easy to write that kind of book. I'm like, it's easy to write an educational book for kids and one where all kids would be able to connect with and learn from. Okay. Okay. And want to be able to read it over and over again and be engaged. Like sometimes like the most ignorant, stupid people, they get mad when they date a smart woman because then they can't handle the smart woman, and but then they want to empower, they want to overpower her and empower, like they don't want to empower her, they want to devalue her so they can feel empowered. And it's just this cycle of make, like they want to be the villain, and it's crazy. You want to date this woman, but then you want to be the villain of the person that you're supposed to be having a relationship with. Isn't that toxic? Isn't that toxic? And then a lot of the men, especially Republican men, while they should be trying to date, they go and troll other people. Like, guys, I've shown you like at least 50 to 100 screenshots of these awful, no good, pathetic scoundrels. They will literally, like, and like they still, oh, Meet Me literally, no, Scout changed the format of their app and everything. It's kind of funny because now the trolls can't just come and write me anymore. But then when I go to the viewing section, they're still trying to view my profile. And I'm like, for what? There's nothing for you to view. Nothing new. Why are you, like, instead of, you already know we're not compatible. You've already called me a slave. You've already called me the N word. You've already called me the R word. You've already told me that you can't wait for Jim Crow laws to come back. You've already told me I'm a woman, so I'm useless, or I'm dried up, or the only reason that I was created was to make your babies, so I might as well just lie on my back and take it. You've already told me that since I'm a Democrat, that it's like the only educate, like, oh, I'll stop that. Like, I don't know. It's just, I've been told, so like, it's just crazy how I keep being blamed for being single. But these are the things, because, oh yeah, there was that one guy, he was like part Hispanic, part, like, I forgot, but it's like, even with investing money, men get mad at me for saving money. Mr. No Heart owes me so much money. Owes me so much money. Because he used to gaslight me like an hour or two before he's about to go to bed. I don't think I have enough gas money to make it to work next week. And you know I need to take care of my girls. Yeah, the same daughters you call mistakes on an almost regular basis, semi-regular basis. Those daughters. But yeah. And then his, like, I forgot his name. I just know he's part Hispanic or whatever. You like, once he, like I want to invest my money to make sure I take care of myself for my future. Oh, it's like, yeah, we're gonna go on a cruise with part of that money. Yeah, take some of that money out. Let's have fun with it. No, it's like, yeah, I want to go on a cruise. You want to go on a cruise too? Come on, yeah, trust me. Let's go on a cruise. Boy, bye. Thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And I have so much more to talk about this as normal. I have all of the evidence all scattered all throughout the different episodes. If you have been watching, you already know. But check out my Patreon because, yeah, all of them will be on there at some point. Take care. Bye.